Hello, hello! Pizza Pax here, and we're back with Throne of Eldraine Brawl deck number 4. This one is Wild Bounty, with the commander Chulane, Teller of Tales. This is the Bant-colored one. Funny enough, I actually played Chulane when it was in Standard, because of Brawl. The cards were actually Standard legal. And was part of the actual set, so, or at least back in Throne of Eldraine it was. And he was a lot of fun. I rather enjoyed playing him in Standard. Corvold also got some play in Standard as well. And here we've got the quick reference on how to play Brawl, what it's about, all that good stuff. On the backside, we've got a quick little blurb about each of the 4 decks. Alright, let's dig in. Now, Chulane is probably familiar with, or most of you are probably familiar with Chulane if you play a fair bit of EDH. You know, several of my friends that primarily play EDH complain about Chulane on a regular basis. And even though I rarely play EDH, I hear about it enough that that sticks into mind. But let's see, Chulane 2 and then back colors, so green, white, blue. For a 2/4 legendary human druid with vigilance, whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card, then you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. And then 3 and tap, return target creature you control to its owner's hand. So, Mr. Value Engine. Very good overall. He was a ton of fun in Standard. Trying to remember what I was even playing. I think it was something to do with elementals. That might have been the season before. I don't really remember. I just remember having a lot of fun playing it. So we've got our deck. A double-sided life counter that goes up to 40. And a nice little divider for the deck, or for your deck box, rather. And the deck itself, which this one's a little warped. But in the deck, we have some cards. Come on. There we go. All right. First off, we have Fairy Formation. 4 and a blue for a 5/4 flyer. It's a fairy, of course. But for 3 and a blue, you create a 1/1 blue fairy creature token with flying and draw a card. All right, then we have Steelbane Hydra. X green for a 0/0 turtle Hydra. When it enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it, and then for 2 and a green, you can remove a +1/+1 counter from it to destroy target artifact or enchantment. You have Thorn Mammoth. This one is also in the Corvold deck. For 5 green, you get a 6/6 elephant with trample. Whenever it or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Thorn Mammoth fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Alright, then we have Tome of Legends. 2-mana artifact, enters the battlefield with a page counter on it. Whenever your commander enters the battlefield or attacks, put a page counter on Tome of Legends. 1 tap, remove a page counter, draw a card. Parhelion 2, very nice. Completely forgot this was in here. This is one of the primary win conditions in Greasefang, or at least it was the last time I played Greasefang. But for 6 white, you get a legendary artifact vehicle. That's a 5/5 with flying, first strike, vigilance. Whenever it attacks, create 2 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying and vigilance that are attacking. It has crew 4. We have Endray's Forerunners. 5 green for a 7/7 boar with vigilance, trample, and haste. When it enters the battlefield, other creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain vigilance and trample until end of turn. It's basically a mini Craterhoof behemoth. Incubation Druid. 1 and a green for a 0/2 elf druid. Tap, add 1 mana of any type that a land you control could produce. If Incubation Druid has a +1/+1 counter on it, add 3 mana of that type instead. And then 3 green, adapt 3. If it has no +1/+1 counters on it, put 3 +1/+1 counters on it. We have Biomancer's Familiar. Green for a 2/2 mutant. Activated abilities of creatures you control cost 2 less to activate. This effect can't reduce the amount of mana an ability costs to activate to less than 1 mana. Then tap, the next time target creature adapts this turn, it adapts as though it had no +1/+1 counters on it. That lets you keep adapting creatures. We have Time Wipe. 2 white, and a blue. This was really great with what was it? Fae of Wishes? Yeah, Fae of Wishes. Oh, there we go. That's a little more readable. Return a creature you control to owner's hand, then destroy all creatures as a sorcery. We have Hallowed Fountain. Very nice. It's the blue-white shockland. Temple of Mystery. It's the green-blue temple. We have Fairy Vandal, which I think might actually have been reprinted recently. I think this might actually be in standard. 1 and a blue for a 1/2 Fairy Rogue with flash and flying. When you draw your second card each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Fairy Vandal. Run Away Together. 1 and a blue instant. Choose 2 target creatures controlled by different players. Return those creatures to their owner's hand. Beanstalk Giant. 6 and a green for an XX Giant. Its power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control. And then it has an adventure side, which is Fertile Footsteps. For 2 and a green as a sorcery, search your library for a basic land, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. It's into play untapped, by the way. Keeper Fables. 3 green for a 4/5 cat. Whenever 1 or more non-human creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. Rosethorn Acolyte. 2 and a green for 2/3 elf druid with tap, add 1 mana of any color. And then has the adventure of Seasonal Ritual. For a green as a sorcery, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. That with that used to let you combo off with multiple Lucky Clovers and effectively go infinite with several cards. Oh, that's what it was. It wasn't elementals. It was adventures. It was a banned adventure deck. Might have been 4-color adventures that I played Chulane in. Merrileaf Pixie. Green for 2/2 fairy with flying and tap, add green or blue. Arcane Signet. 2 mana rock for your commander's color identity. Forbidding Spirit. 1 white for 3/3 Spirit Cleric. When it enters the battlefield until your next turn, creatures can't attack you or a planeswalker you control unless their controller pays 2 for each of those creatures. This is basically a temporary propaganda / ghostly prison. Prison Realm. 2 and a white, enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls until Prison Realm leaves the battlefield. When it enters the battlefield, scry 1. Spectral Sailor. For a blue, you get a 1/1 Spirit Pirate with flash, flying, and 3 and a blue, draw a card. This is a strictly better version of Flying Men from Arabian Nights, which used to be like a $25 card. Circuitous Route. 3 and a green, sorcery. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards and or gate cards. Put them onto the battlefield tap, then shuffle your library. This is one of the best 4-mana 2-land ramp spells that have ever been printed, to the best of my knowledge. Also a key part of the gate stack. District Guide, 2 and a green. When it enters the battlefield, it's for a 2/2 Elf Scout. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land or a gate card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Crawl Harpooner, 1 and a green for a 3/2 Insect Warrior with Reach. When it enters the battlefield, choose up to 1 target creature with flying you don't control. Crawl Harpooner gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Then you may have Crawl Harpooner fight that creature. It's a very, very good sideboard card. It was a main deck card for several decks, too. Silhana Wayfinder, 1 and a green for a 2/1 Elf Scout. When it enters the battlefield, search or look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them and put it on top of your library. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Paradise Druid, 1 and a green for a 2/1 Elf Druid. It has hexproof as long as it's untapped. Tap, add 1 mana of any color. Pearled Mystic, green, green, blue, blue for a 3/2 Elf Lizard Wizard. It's a Lizard Wizard. It's also an elf. With Flash. When it enters the battlefield, you may counter target spell. It's the same as Mystic Snake, which we used to call the Nope Rope. It's a fun nickname for that card. Leafkin Druid, 1 and a green for a 0/3 Elemental Druid. Tap for a green. If you control 4 or more creatures, tap for green, green instead. Growth Spiral. Oh. Kind of shifting there. Green, blue instant. Draw a card. Then you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. Very good piece of ramp. Gyre Engineer, 1 green, blue for a 1/1 Vidalcan Wizard. Tap, add green, blue. Sharkter Crab is a fish, octopus, crab. But 2 green, blue for a 4/4 fish, octopus, crab with 2 green, blue, adapt 1. Whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on Sharkter Crab, tap target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't adapt during its controller's untap step. This was very strong in Sealed. I think it actually saw some play in Constructed, too. Oh, Risen Reef. So this card's actually fantastic in Pioneer and Modern right now. Well, it sees a little less play in Modern, but does see some play in Pioneer. Might have that flipped. But 1 green, blue for a 1/1 Elemental. Whenever it or another Elemental enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield tapped. If you don't put that card onto the battlefield, put it into your hand. So this is a huge, huge bit of ramp, especially if you have a way of making a lot of elementals, or have a lot of elementals. Okay, then we have Flower and Flourish. Hybrid green-white. Sorcery, search your library for a basic forest or plains, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Then we have Flourish, which is 4 green-white sorcery. Creatures you control get +2/+2 until end of turn. Incubation and Incongruity. So Incubation is for hybrid green-blue. Sorcery, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Incongruity is 1 green-blue instant. Exile target creature. That creature's controller creates a 3/3 green frog lizard creature token. Very nice. We have Meteor Golem, 7 mana, 3/3 artifact creature golem. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target non-land permanent and opponent controls. Firemind Vessel, 4 mana artifact, enters the battlefield, taps for 2 mana of different colors. All right, now we're to our basics. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plains. 1, 2, 3, 4 islands. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forests. We have an Azorius Guild Gate, the white-blue gate, or Guild Gate. It is a gate. There's the battlefield tapped. Blossoming Sands, it's the green-white gain land. Command Tower taps for your commander's color identity. Evolving Wilds, tap and sack it to search for a basic, put it into play tapped, and shuffle your library. Selesnya Guild Gate, it's the green-white gate. Simic Guild Gate, it's the green-blue gate. Tranquil Cove, it's the white-blue gain land. And Thornwood Falls, the green-blue gain land. We have an ad card. And a little explanation of Planeswalker loyalty. Which is a little strange. Alright. Well, thank you for joining me on this adventure back to Throne of Eldraine. It is Throne of Eldraine, right? I normally just call it Eldraine, but it is Throne of Eldraine. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Yeah. I forgot how many good things were in these Brawl decks. Like, I really wish these caught on more. Or that Wizards had stuck with them, because I feel like these are way better than the Commander decks that they've been releasing for standard sets. Just all around, this feels like a better value. Yeah, it's a couple of years later, but still, even at the time, the cards in this were worth about what you would pay for these decks. So I think you could get these decks for 20 or 25 bucks. You know, brand new. So, and that was only, what, 4 years ago? Throne of Eldraine was 2019. So that was only 4 years ago. But, yeah, it is what it is. I can't remember if I said to or not, but don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps us out with the algorithm. And until next time, stay awesome. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.